They are some of the president's biggest backers, but when it comes to the health care law, some unions now want out. Welcome, everyone. I'm Eric Bowling in for Neil Cavuto, and this is Your World. Remember when the head of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers said this?
The IBEW has joined with the majority of the labor movement to support the bill. The final product is one I personally believe is in your best interests.
Well, maybe not so rosy, because now the IBEW is joining a growing list of unions criticizing the president's health care law. The union is running ads like this one, claiming the president is not keeping his promise.
If you like your doctor, you will be able to keep your doctor, period. If you like your health care plan, you can keep your health care plan. If you've got health insurance, you like your doctor, you like your plan, you can keep your doctor, you can keep your plan. Nobody is talking about taking that away from you. No one will take it away, no matter what.
To the Wall Street Journal, Steve Moore, who says this could be the final blow for a law that appears to be on the ropes. We're also joined by Ellison Barber of the Washington Free Beacon. Hey, Steve, before we go any further, I was watching those little sound bites butted together. I'm not sure if you saw it or not, but right behind President Obama and one of them, John Corzine.
What irony! A little irony there.
Just had to bring that up. Let me ask you. Let's get to very ironic. John Corzine is the guy who, well, they're looking for about $500 million. Anyway, Obamacare. Not yet. Obamacare, Steve, unraveling.
You know, if you've got the unions who don't like this bill, and you know big business and small business doesn't like the bill, young people don't like it, senior citizens aren't too enamored by it, Eric, I mean, who's left that really is very supportive of this bill? Now, look, the reason a lot of unions are taking a second look at this, and by the way, it probably wouldn't have passed in the first place if it hadn't been for union support, but now as they look under the covers and look and see what's really there, they're finding exactly the kind of complaint that a lot of people had made, that promise that the president had said, if you like your coverage, you can keep it. If you like your doctor, you can keep it. That's actually not the case. And union plans, which are Cadillac plans, those are most susceptible to being pared back, Eric, because remember, there's something called a luxury tax, a kind of Cadillac tax on very generous plans. I think that's a big worry for the unions.
Well, I want to get to the union hypocrisy in a minute, but Ellison, let's talk a little bit about Nancy Pelosi said, well, let's pass this bill because we have to pass it to find out what's in it first. President Obama said if you like your doctor, you can keep it. That doesn't seem to be the case. Talk to us. Is Obamacare unraveling in front of our eyes?
I think it's certainly a fair argument that you can make. You know, this is absolutely an additional setback, and we've seen Obamacare have a lot of setbacks over the past couple weeks, from delaying of the employer mandate to HHS's announcement that they're going to allow you to self-report in order to determine if you're eligible for insurance subsidies. So this is absolutely an additional setback, but I also think this is very problematic for the Democrats, because usually they can count on unions to be a great ally for them, and this is one of their allies publicly coming out and turning against a bill that they really need their support for. So I think you're going to also see a lot of Democrats moving forward that are going to be worried about not having the support of unions in terms of mobilizing voters as well as financially, and they're usually a very trusted source for them. So this is a problem for the Obama administration as well as Democrats in general.
Steve, let's talk about it. Self-reporting. Ellison points out that you may be entitled to some benefits, but if you say you are, and the IRS is the ones who, that's the group that's going to, I guess, take care of this, oversee it. Well, there are so many problems with this thing from top to bottom.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem with Obamacare, and there are a lot of problems, I think if it does unravel and comes unhinged, Eric, it will be because the cost just explodes. And what you're likely to get with self-reporting and young people not signing up for coverage, we've seen a lot of young people saying, I can't afford it, even though it's subsidized, is you get this kind of death spiral in the insurance market, and it costs more and more. Businesses continue to put people off of their company plans into these exchanges, and then, Eric, we just can't afford it because remember, this was a program that was supposed to reduce the deficit. Remember that? It was supposed to make the deficit lower. In fact, everything we're finding out is going to make the deficit much, much bigger.
And Ellison, in fact, is Steve right, where if the programs aren't working, if it becomes too unaffordable to go there, you have no one left to go to except the wide open arms of the government. They'll say, we'll take you.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what everything sort of is lining up to say for, and I think Steve explained that very well.
And guess what? that costs a lot more. That costs the taxpayer a lot more. You really need young people to be signing up for health care in order for the system, Obamacare, to really work, right? Steve, give me 10 seconds on that, 15 seconds.
Yeah, look, this debate is everybody knows Obamacare is going to fail at this point. We're going to have a debate in a year or two about a single-payer government system. That's where the left really has always wanted to go.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Steve Moore and Ellison Barber, thank you very much.
Thank you.